My point in this video is to show you what secluded properties can get you in Des Moines, Iowa. And all of the properties that we've looked at today are going to give you Des Moines, a drive time to Des Moines of under 30 minutes, downtown under 30 minutes. And most of the time you can get to a major part of the city, whether it's a suburb or something else, within 10 or 15 minutes. So one of the things I like to tell people that are looking at Des Moines, whether you are moving from the city out to the suburbs, or if you're moving from another state to Des Moines area, the drive time for the price of the property that you can get, you're going to be very surprised of how affordable and nice of a property you can get with a pretty small drive time. Hey, before we dig in here, I just want you to know I put this channel together and we put these videos together so that it makes it easy for you to pick a neighborhood in an area to move to in Des Moines. So if you are looking for a real estate agent and you want our team to just help you explore what options those are, work through what types of properties fit the areas that you want, please reach out to our team and help people all the time, help dozens of people move to Des Moines. And we want to do that for you. If that is you, please reach out below. Our information is below. Email us, text us, reach out. Doesn't matter how you do it. We're here to help. So let's dig into these awesome, secluded, private, secret areas of Des Moines.
Okay, I just arrived at, and I don't do very many property tours. I just arrived at the South of Grand neighborhood, and I'm gonna do a property tour of a listing here. And again, I don't do very many property tours because this channel isn't about property tours, it's about neighborhood tours. But I think that this property gives a really good example of what the South of Grand neighborhood looks like and is. Now, it is a $1.2 million property. It isn't like all of the South of Grand properties are like this, but it gives you a good example. And this is an extra specific neighborhood in South of Grand. And the reason I say that is because it's actually also named. You can't read that. It says Linden Heights neighborhood and established circa 1917, which is, to me, that's pretty cool. One of the things that I was trying to pick out in the secluded neighborhood kind of blog tour is where are the neighborhoods that are old, established, and have seclusion, right? Which is kind of what this, whole vlog is about. This property that we're going to look at is the epitome of that. Now, yes, it's close to neighbors. Your front door, you absolutely could throw a rock and hit your neighbors, but the way it's set up, it does have a lot of seclusion, which is really, really cool. After giving you a lot of hype about the property, here it is. The address is 4225 Woodland Ave. Woodlawn. I mean, make sure you get that right, Woodlawn. Now, I do want to say, give a shout out to these agents. The reason I was able to walk this house is because these folks were kind enough to give us the opportunity to video vlog their vacant property that they have listed. Because not everyone lets you do this. So now, there are videos of this property, or very, 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 very good pictures. And I was saying, when you do a property tour, it's not perfect. You can't tell depth, you can't tell the little things, and in any property there are little things that you're gonna miss. The distance between two hallways or two rooms, or how big a room is. But what we're doing in this video is, again, we are doing a property tour. It is all about this property, but it is also all about the neighborhood. And so we're gonna go in to this beautiful listing South of Grand. Let's go. Okay, so we are just walking in, and one of the coolest rooms, in my opinion, is right inside the front door. Check it out. And you might be like, why, Darson? Why is that one of the coolest rooms? Because this sink is porcelain. It is tiled in a true porcelain sink. I don't know if I've ever walked a property, and I've walked a lot of properties. I don't know if I've ever seen that. If that isn't custom to this property, that's crazy. Check it out again. Again, that isn't for everybody. And heck, if I lived here, I probably would never use it. But darn, is it cool. Okay, so we're in the property, and as you can tell, I am not a professional property tour person. Yes, I'm a realtor. I do not have a cameraman. I am holding this selfie stick style, so bear with me as we go throughout the property. In this formal living room is got a fireplace. It's on the west side of the property, and you walk into the solarium is what I would call it, although it's probably not technically a solarium. Windows all over. As you can see, really good view of the pool, which is super cool. And as we come back out of the main living room, the formal living room, we're gonna go to the formal dining room. This is my second favorite room in the house. And the reason probably is the wallpaper is so stinking cool. Second reason why I really like this room is they have the building plans to the property in this room. Yes, it has nothing to do with this room, but I think that's really cool. If you have the actual blueprints to the property, especially a property like this with so much history and nostalgia, it is really, really cool to have the original blueprints. So off the formal dining room, we go into the breakfast nook. Breakfast nook in this house is the same size as some people's normal kitchen. It's really cool. The kitchen, now again, has its own flair. No, it's not updated, and that's fine because it is kind of a work of art. When it was made, it was awesome and still has kept that kind of quality and love through the life of it. And off the kitchen window, you're overlooking the pool. The number of windows that overlook the pool in this property is amazing. It's really, really neat. So we walked through the kitchen and we kind of went into a circle. So we were over here when we first walked in. We went through around the kitchen and now we're going kind of into the den. And I'm not going to go down in the den. A couple steps to go down, which is really cool. Sits lower. It is all tiled. You could do a couch. You could do a movie system. You could make that kind of the library. Either way, really cool area to be a part of, like conversations in the kitchen, but still have your own separate sanctuary in place. Okay, so we just finished touring the downstairs. Now let's go upstairs, these beautiful carpeted stairs. Now, I'm gonna remind you, this house is not brand new. This house is something that a lot of people would just call, it has style and the style has aged, right? Because some people will call this dated, some people will call it back in style. It is a really cool property and we're gonna show you that throughout this video. So as you can see, we come up and we kind of walk into this big open area when we first get to the top of the steps. We can go left to I call it the girls' dual bedroom with the bathroom. We have the master right here. Then we have the other bedrooms and offices. So we'll start with the girls' bedroom first. What's really cool about this bedroom is it is secluded from the other bedrooms. It is all nostalgic, wallpapered, is really, really cool. I think throughout this property, as we walk it, you're gonna just notice that it's got the intangibles, it's got stuff that just no other properties have. So this room is a dual like makeup room, I guess you could say, powder room. And you have the bathroom for right off the powder room, and you have this second bedroom. So we walk through the bedroom at first to get into this dual powder room, and then we have a bedroom kind of on the back of the powder rooms. And in this back bedroom, you have a perfect view of the pool. It is on the back side of the property. Now let's go over to we're gonna go over to the offices. We're gonna leave the master for last. So here's one of the offices, pretty simple. You just have, I don't know, it's a good sized office, but all white built-ins. Pretty good looking office. Got a ceiling fan, keep you cool. And we have a bathroom here. Scratch that, not a bathroom. That's a stairwell. Here's the bathroom. I got mixed up. So bathroom, this is, again, it's so trendy at its time that it's still trendy. Check this out. You got the red sink with the matching red handles throughout the room. See, that's just stuff. New construction just can't touch this stuff. I love it. Character. And here we have the office room, the second office, and it is blue wallpapered. Now don't let this fool you, it is not paneling, it is wallpaper. And this property, or this bedroom is at the front of the house, as you can see out this window. And again, it's got a lot of built-ins. It is built in as an office, maybe a bedroom, kind of a mixture of both. Could be used for either. Now we've got through this side of the house. Let's go finish up at the master. Now I will warn you something about this master. I can't get the bathroom light on. So we're not gonna get much to see in the bathroom. So just a little heads up, but nice vaulted kind of interesting type ceiling. It's on the back of the house, so you have the pool view, and we have the dark bathroom that I can't figure out how to turn on the lights, but really cool wallpaper throughout. You have a pool or a sauna tub, and you have a shower. And I will show that here. We'll do some manual lighting and the shower. Again, it just comes down to, no, this is not new stuff. It is dated. It has not been updated in quite a few years, but it was done so well when it was updated that it's really, really retro and cool in my opinion. Okay, that wraps it up. I'm going to go down the main staircase. And that basically wraps up my inside tour. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go outside and we're gonna check out the garage and the pool and the yard, of course, because on 1.4 acres, I mean, there's a lot of yard to go around. Those of you that live in Iowa understand the weather here, but I'll just explain it to everybody else. It's super cloudy right now. There's almost no sun, but actually it's the best time to film. It's the best time to be outside. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're gonna do a quick little tour of the outside of this property. How sweet is that? Strawberry patch in the middle of your pool deck? Sweet. So as I go here, you can see the back side of the house. We have the pool over here. We have the pool house over here. One thing about this property is it's set up to entertain. There's no question. You're not buying this house if you do not plan to entertain, in my opinion, because really cool pool deck. You have your own tennis court, and as I walk over here, I believe there's a basketball hoop. Yeah, you have your own basketball court. You can see that over here. Your own basketball court. But I'm gonna kind of do a quick tour of the back of the house. So as we go around here, obviously pool's here. And I'm gonna point out a few things. This right here would be my it's my favorite spot outside of the house. It'd be my third favorite part of the property. And the reason being is that I would drink so much coffee sitting right here in the mornings, enjoying the outside birds chirping outdoors. I would absolutely love it. But with that, we're gonna go check out the garage. And normally we don't really need to check out a garage, but when your garage looks like this, we gotta check out the garage. And there's a little hidden secret about the garage that we're gonna get into. And the hidden secret is, it's not actually all of a garage. It's actually also an apartment. Now I'm not gonna do a full tour of this. There's 2 bedrooms back there, big living room, kitchen. It's nothing super crazy special, but it is a really cool kind of mother-in-law type suite above the garage, completely out of the house, not connected to the house in any way. I think that's pretty cool and was worth mentioning. And if you want to get super crazy, you could Airbnb this out and you might even make your mortgage payment with it. That's not financial advice. And there it was. That wraps up the home tour of this house. Again, I don't tour houses very much. That's not the purpose of this channel. But when this property came up and Tony and Angie and Danny, the agents that listed this property, gave me the opportunity to show it, it was a no-brainer. Because this property is the epitome of living south of Grand and the properties that are here. Now, the average price point is like $470, and there are about 60 properties per year that sell in the south of Grand area. Now, this property is a unique one. There's probably only a handful that sell every year that are of this quality and style and size. But if you want a mini version or smaller version, or just a different type of property but in the same kind of area and neighborhood, there's about 60 that come up. So about once a week, maybe a little bit more, you'll see that opportunity. If you want a property in this area, this is where, if I had all the money in the world, did not want to live in the country like I currently do, I'd live south of Grand. It'd be my home. I love this, the character and the nostalgia. I don't need brand new spanking stuff. I want character. I want to see really cool stuff like this. It's just how I am. That doesn't mean that's for you. It's how I am. You need to find your type of house in your community. And I encourage you to do that.
So we're just rolling up on the listing that we're showing on the east side of the city in the Runnells, Altoona, Pleasant Hill area. And so we've arrived at one of the listings that we want to kind of highlight on this side of the city. And as you can see, it's just gorgeous out here. You're sitting well off of a paved highway and just a lot of room to garden, to have horses, to have any animals that you'd like, and or just ride four-wheelers. As you can see right here, it looks like they've been riding four-wheelers and they have, you know, a way to have a little fun with that. So there's enough space there for that, but still you are very, very close to the city. And let's go dig into what this house actually looks like on the inside. Okay, so as I recorded this video, I did the walkthrough and I recorded it, and for some reason I lost the footage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the listing of this property and my comments and thoughts around the pictures that you're seeing, and as I walked it, what my brain was thinking about the quality and the type and the space of the buildings. It was 1427 Northeast 64th Street. So we'll just kind of go through the photos of the property. So this is kind of where my truck was when I parked. I parked right here, and the property is actually sitting on a highway. So it's not a busy highway, but it is nonetheless hard service highway. So if you want somewhere with no gravel, this would be kind of that perfect type of property. This is coming from the front, and this is the backyard. They had raised garden beds, planted stuff. They had a couple four-wheeler trails. There are places, I mean, it's very wooded, very shaded. This is a huge, huge landscaping project. So you're going to be mowing, you're going to be landscaping, you're going to be tree trimming for a part-time job. It's going to be very extensive, or you're going to pay someone to do that. So keep that in mind. And that's the way a lot of these acreage type properties are. So that should be expected if you are looking for that acreage in the country, not well manicured, not highly manicured, and that type of thing. So you can see they've had trees down. So a couple sheds. So this is the back porch, really cool sitting area. When you sit on that back porch, you really can't see any properties close to you. That's why I picked it for this secluded video or neighborhood video topic, because really you just don't have any neighbors when you're sitting on your back patio. That brings a smile to my face, because that's one of the reasons I purchased the house that we have, is when we sit in the backyard or the front yard in our place, but anywhere, you just can't see any neighbors and you have complete silence. So here's inside. It was decent carpet. You could tell they had a pet of some capacity, and it's dated, right? Like, this is not new age, this is not mid-modern century. This is faux pas brick, I believe, from my memory, and it's very, very well decorated. Some person has lived here for many, many, many years and has kept all the trinkets and knickknacks, and it's just really cool collectible stuff. So that's kind of how it's decorated. So this is kind of the second living room. It's a sunroom. You could tell at some point it was an add-on to the house, and it's that back deck area. That back deck right there is where you'd sit out and drink your coffee. This would be a living room. It did have heating and cooling, so it could be used as a second living room, a den, or just the main living room. This is the back door. This is the door that you would frequent in and out of the house every single day. The garage was right here. The front door, you'd enter into the first main living room, and it's not something you'd use every day. Here's the kitchen. Kitchen was kind of the centerpiece of the entire house. You walked in through that second living room, and your next step would be into the kitchen. You go through the kitchen to the basement, which is finished, and we'll get into that. And then off the kitchen was also the dining room, also was the bathroom. So really kind of your main focal point was that kitchen. Here's one of the spare bedrooms, another bedroom, another bedroom. This is the half bath in upstairs. And here's your basement. And it was finished really well in 1980. So it was very dated, but very well finished. It could not see any signs. No water had been in the basement that there was any sign of. A little bit lower ceiling, so if you're a tall person, you're going to hit your head. But I'm 6 foot tall, and I only had to duck, I believe, for this little ridge right there in the middle. So without being there and doing the actual vlog tour, this kind of gives you an idea of what this type of property is. It's listed at $410,000. It's on a couple acres in kind of that eastern Des Moines, east side of the metro area, and really gives you seclusion, gives you a pretty solid bones of a house. Not really, really updated. If you want really updated, you're looking at more at 700,000. But this was a property I wanted to highlight just because I really like the proximity to the metro and the interstate. Really, really close to the interstate without the noise, on hard surface, and at a price point that is better than many, many, many acreages that we are seeing today.
Now, in order to give you an idea of what houses look like on Cumming Road, I was able to find this listing that was for sale and is just an immaculate property. And one of the things you're going to notice of houses on Cumming Road is none of them are the same. There's no development where there's cookie cutter. It seems to be all custom type homes. I mean, look at this thing. That's just a garage. So very barn style. It looks, they made it built and built it like a barn to feel country, although it's very log cabin-y. So let's go check it out. Here we go. Look at this. This is the main entrance. Now this doesn't do real justice. And you'll see in the listing photos what the front really looks like. But I wanted to give you an idea on this walkthrough too. So let's check it out. It's very log cabin-esque feel. I mean, which you kind of expect when you see the pictures. But they stood with that. But then they just have different colors of wood too, right? Different types of wood walls, different textures, even down to the fireplace, right? So you have wood panel, wood mantle, but you got some brick, and then a different but very matching color of wood. Not a real fireplace. It looks like it's electric fireplace. Next thing I want to touch on is the kitchen. The kitchen and living room are combined. There's no question. You have, right here, there's one couch, and this is set up to be an entertaining house. There's no question that the intent is to sit in the kitchen, watch football, watch outside, cook, feed, entertain, that type of thing. So, other thing, these countertops, really cool. I want to say that they feel like a cement countertop or a stone countertop that's been decorated and is super unique. Very unique. And here, back to the woodwork, right? Like this is where the, right above the oven, right? Or the stovetop. And you have just a different color, cool, matching type of wood. I don't want to say my favorite part, but I'm going to say it. The deck. To sit out here, have a drink at night, have a coffee in the morning, read the paper. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. One of the downsides I would say, and I'm going to be the first to admit, it is, as we discussed earlier, it's on the highway, right? So when you're on the highway, you can hear the cars as they go by. It's not the busy highway. It's not cars every second. It's not the interstate. Right now, I mean, there'll be a couple minute break or more between cars, but you will hear cars. So if that's an issue, this might not be the place for you. But the other downside I did notice is this deck does not have stairs to the ground, right? So if you do have a dog and you want to buy property like this, not only is the wood floors would be really a struggle for your dog, but you'd have to go let them out the front yard, or you're going to have to walk downstairs to let them out the patio doors. So just things to think about. But as I wrap up this tour, like the reason I wanted to highlight this house is one, it's listed, so it just gives you an idea and I'm able to get into it. But two, the Cumming Road is full of properties like this. Not just like this, because this is a very unique property, but it is full of really unique, cool, beautiful properties with a mixture of some older farmhouses that have been here for hundreds of years, right? Or 100+ years. So you get a very good mix. Also, your ability to buy and build here, you will never overbuild in this area because of the growth that Des Moines is having, especially toward Cumming and Cumming Road. You could build some massive properties and really customize it to what you want, exactly what you want. And if you put it on this road, if 10 years down the road you decide that, this house is too big for us, Johnny and Susie are off to college and we want to downsize, you will not have a problem reselling in this neighborhood because it is kind of one of the higher, nicer end, beautiful areas of town that is not in the city, but it's close.
And in this segment, we're in Ankeny. And in Ankeny, I did not get permission to walk a property and do the video. So I'm going to show you everything about this property without actually walking in it and doing the vlog. I'm going to show you the map of it, where it was at, the things I think about it, the things that when I see the listing, where I'm thinking of where is seclusion, how close are neighbors, how close are not neighbors, how close are you to the city, to the interstate, to Ankeny, to Des Moines, why all that matters. So let's dig into the Ankeny secluded acreage. First up here is a picture of the property. It is trees all the way around, big front yard, does have that faux front porch area, which looks really good from someone who had one of those growing up. It's very underutilized, but gosh, is it beautiful. It's just really cool property. So first thing you're walking into, you're not walking into a room, you're walking into more of a hallway with rooms on your left and your right. And as you can see, kind of loft, and you're walking into rooms on the front, left, right, and then forward is your living room. Looks like you're going to be able to see through the front door all the way through to the back patio and deck, which is really cool. Tons of windows, tons of light. You can kind of see that fireplace is kind of the center point, that living room. Everything revolves around that living room. So that really wraps up my secluded property vlog, if you will. And although I would have loved to do an in-house tour on all the properties, updated modern kitchen, big pantry. So the reason I'm doing this tour, the reason I'm doing the secluded properties is not necessarily to talk about the property specifically. The rooms, the interior, exterior is more where I'm trying to share value and just give you an idea of this property is located, where it's at, and the goods and the pros and the cons about that location. The seclusion that you can have from the city, but still be with a 10-15 minute drive to downtown or to some of the major areas, is really kind of the point of me pinpointing these properties. Here's the first exterior photo. You can really get a perspective of how secluded it is. When you're sitting on your deck, there are just trees in the background and nothing else. Here, I really like this. And the reason I like this is because what it tells me about the property is the front is not where the garage is at. So a lot of houses that are not as secluded will have their garages in the front of their house. And so when you want a secluded property and you kind of want to be more private, these properties where you have to drive around to get to the back of the property for the garage, that just builds in that seclusion so that you are in a much more private area. So I'm first going to start zooming out. I'm going to show you just in general kind of where the property is at on a Google map. As you can see, downtown Des Moines is right there, and you have Ankeny. Ankeny is up here, and the property that we're going to talk about and highlight is right here. And so it is kind of in the middle of Ankeny and Des Moines. It is technically an Ankeny address. So now that we narrow in, I'm going to go to the Google Maps viewpoint. As you can see, there's just trees upon trees right here. All of the properties in this area are acreage type properties, very secluded. And this one specifically literally sits in the middle of a bunch of trees. So here is the driveway, right? And so your gravel driveway all the way to the back. And right here is the property. Sits in the middle of trees, and there just isn't going to be, you own 4 or 5 acres right there. You're not going to have people building up on your back or coming onto your property. There's a creek right here. No one's gonna build on a creek. And so you really have that seclusion, and you have that seclusion kind of narrowed in where no one is going to take it away from you. So that kind of gives you an idea of what I see as a secluded property in Ankeny. That property is selling for around $900,000, I believe. I gotta go check, but gives you an idea of what $900,000 in Ankeny with a secluded property will get you. The reason I wanted to put this together is just so those folks that are looking for a secluded property that is away from everyone, but still not be in the boonies and not have any close relevance to any of the cities, you can get that affordable property. So until next time, if you like this stuff, the reason that I'm putting this together is so that when people move or are looking at Des Moines, you have a trusted source in myself to help you walk through the real estate transaction, find properties that meet what you need and locations that meet what you need, and neighborhoods that really meet what you need for whatever that is, whether that is a family, whether that is nightlife, whether that is retirement. I do not care. I just want to make sure that when you come to Iowa and you come to Des Moines, you're coming to an area that makes sense to you and your situation, not to anyone else but to you. So trying to be completely transparent. Again, my name is Darson Grantham. I'm a real estate agent here at Keller Williams in Des Moines, and our team kind of really focuses on people that are moving to Des Moines and making sure that they're placed in neighborhoods, in locations that fit their lifestyle. So until next time, thank you.